Getting a poor ballot number at the new launch and missing out on purchasing your ideal home? Well guys, you're not alone. Here are 4 ways to manage your emotions right after disappointment at new launch. Buyers and fellow co-brokers know that you are not alone. Now with the odds for Chuan Park, there is around 916 units, and with the number of checks submitted close to 2,800 units. Technically speaking, as buyer, you have a 1 in 4 chance to secure a unit. Now, this is not considering the fact that there is a VVIP and priority booking and multiple purchase. So this, before the project is being launched, you can't control the number of multiple purchases, checks submitted, as well as the number of VVIP priority booking. So you have to realistically speaking, sit down with your agents and go through them, the other options before even on the launch day, whereby, you know, if you get a very bad queue number, to prevent you from being disappointed, you have to face the fact that, okay, if I do get a chance to go and pick the unit that I want, it will be the facing or the budget or the price is too high, that might not fit into your criteria or your favor. Hence, when against the number of units, for example, for Chuan Park is 916 units, I would say that very good ballot numbers will have to be somewhere between 1 to 200 in order for you to still have a chance to go into the show flat and pick the unit number, shall your number be called. Otherwise, it's very tough to compete with multiple purchase or the VVIP purchase for that matter. Emerald of Katong, right after Chuan Park launch, just a few days after that, there is also news that, you know, for 848 units, there were more than 3,000 checks that's involved. So it is naturally that all the buyers are left disappointed as well. I mean, who wouldn't be? Unless your queue number is 2-digit, or I would say below 150 to 200, your chances are pretty slim. So you got to accept the fact that from the very beginning, even before it's open for booking day, that you have to move on pretty quickly. So the rest of the numbers that is beyond 500, I think no need to even bother to think about it lah. So that's why I always feel that it is luck, of course. Luck plays a very important role in getting a ballot number, but above, for majority of the disappointed buyers who doesn't get an ideal ballot number, above and beyond, you have to manage your emotions and know that you're not alone. And why I say this is because as much as buyers are disappointed on the balloting day, right, your realtor is equally or if not more disappointed than you. Let me explain to you why. I have a personal experience for Pasir Ris 8, which was launched in 2021. I've got 2 checks from you know, my advertisements and my flyers to fish buyers who were interested in Pasir Ris 8 at that point of time. Now, even with 2 checks, which is considered quite good already, right, for that 500, less than 500 over units, the ballot numbers, it was crazy. It's 1 out of 3. The developer received 1,500 checks during the launch at that time. So when my buyers got the queue number of 700 plus and 1,200 plus, I know it's gone case already, right? But of course, at that point of time, I didn't know how to manage my buyer well, and because I was disappointed as well, and I was like grieving in my own moment. And what I realized is that, you know, I got to snap out pretty fast. I wish somebody told me that as an agent, you know, I got to snap it out very fast and quickly give confidence and motivation to your buyer to not give up hope. And as there are more, you know, more better launches out there, or even resale for that matter. So back to my story, what happened during that time was very quickly my buyers, they didn't get the unit that they want, and even despite 700 plus units, I did go down with one of my buyer to my office and to pick the unit that she wanted, which I thought she could have, even though we didn't get even though my queue number at that time was 700 plus, I did bring the buyer down just to experience the whole booking of new launch procedure. She did go and she went in and she came out and told me that, oh, that time the price was already raised to 2,000 PSF, therefore she didn't purchase a unit, which is understandable. I mean, as agents during that point of time for Pasir Ris is 2,000 plus PSF, right? So nobody in the so-called crazy mind would offer that kind of price, which is totally understandable. Now, what I wish my colleagues will have, as my more experienced colleague would have told me during that time, is that just console your buyer, manage your buyer well, you know, and hold them for the next project, which I didn't, so I missed out on this buyer. But I will tell you a nice story about my second buyer, whom I managed to hold their hands until now, and even managing 2 or 3 of their properties. So there you go. And for buyers, know that your agents are spending thousands and thousands of dollars, sometimes up to 5-figure, just to get you as a buyer to be interested in the project. And sometimes we may be following up for weeks, months, or even years, right? And when you get the poor ballot number, not only you are disappointed, your agents, I believe, is at least 5 times more disappointed than you, you know. And for me, having experience in doing the new launch, it is very disappointing, very demoralizing, especially with all the dollars that's going out and you get a poor ballot number and you don't know when the money is coming back. So therefore, know that we are in this together for sure, right? So therefore, your agents, I believe, will be giving you positive energy, you know, to go on, to move on. As I always believe, there's life after new launch. Point number 2, allow yourself time to be sad and to process your whole thoughts and emotions right after the disappointment of getting a poor ballot number at the new launch. You know, we've heard of many stories of Chuan Park and as well as Emerald Of Katong, whereby buyers are disappointed. You know, some even put checks for Chuan Park and Emerald Of Katong, you know, just to see what are their chances, and even so they don't get it. And I've also heard of stories of agents who has been working for at least 2 years for this Chuan Park launch, collected numerous checks, about 5 to 6 checks, but in the end, none of his buyer got the good ballot number for Chuan Park. Subsequently, you know, they drop out of it. So what I would say to these co-bro agents is, yeah, definitely feel you. I don't know how I would go through that, and especially the buyers also, they may have had hopes, you know, during this 1 or 2 years in anticipation of getting a unit that they want for Chuan Park, which is right beside the MRT, and with all the good things and good attributes for the Chuan Park. They may not necessarily get the unit. So all I would say is that, yes, allow yourself to be sad, probably 1 or 2 weeks before you gain the momentum again, and to always remind yourself to be positive, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Point number 3, I would say, is that control your urge to rebound. Control your urge to rebound. Now, as easy as it sounds, I know it's very difficult not to do it, because ultimately getting a poor ballot number and not being able to choose a unit that you want in Chuan Park and Emerald Of Katong, it is a double slap and double blow for anybody. I think for it takes a very strong person to be able to go through these 2 so-called rejections, right? I would say hold your calm, you know, don't rebound, don't immediately jump into the next project without analyzing and talking to your agents and doing your own market research, as well as your financial capability, because we've seen it many rounds, many times, whereby buyers, they jump right straight into another project, or they even sometimes drag their agents to jump straight into the next project. I don't know, probably just to have a short-term relief of their grief. Totally can understand when you get poor ballot numbers for 2 new launch, Chuan Park and Emerald Of Katong, you will want to find the outlet. However, based from my experience, I would urge you to tame that rebound tendency and slowly calm your mind, you know, just take a few days off from work just to relax, gain clarity, and get your minds off this new launch before you are able to come back and to see this property purchase or the new launch in the whole new lens. Therefore, you are able to think clearly and think better once you do not have this disappointment element that is still sitting in you. The dust has not settled from the disappointment. So I would urge that you take time off to gain clarity. Always trust that there is a better plan in front of you. Just like what I mentioned about my buyer who didn't get a good ballot number at Pasir Ris 8. They managed to get cocoa palms resale, you know, which of course initially when I sat down with them and do their financial calculation, speak to mortgage broker, blah blah, and all the timeline issue, we were really gearing towards Pasir Ris 8. Of course, at that point of time, we were gearing to hope get a good ballot number and also hope to cross a few hurdles in order to get the unit. But sometimes, you know, things, even though didn't turn out the way that we wanted, they managed to gain composure from the disappointment of this project, and they managed to lift themselves up and subsequently bring me along, you know, to view units in Cocoa Palms, which is very near Pasir Ris, and subsequently managed to sit down, do the calculation, look at the tenancy angle of the unit that they want to purchase as a second property. And like I mentioned earlier, voila, they not only sit on the capital appreciation of $250,000 in a short 3 years, they also during this time, they have tenants continuously renting at their unit. So therefore, see, it's not that bad. It's a very good outcome as well. So all you need to do is just put your emotions aside and always focus on the things that you have set out to do. Never mind if you didn't get the project that you want, you didn't get Emerald of Katong or Chuan Park. It's okay. Just sit down, refocus, realign. You know, ultimately, you still want to buy that property. Therefore, all you need to do right now is just to expand your horizon a little bit and work with your agent. And if you don't have an agent working with you right now, please contact me, Jamie Ho. I am very happy and very willing to assist you in your property purchase.